This year, Google has revealed new details about its new software development, which goes by the name of Google Brillo, and it's supposed to be released this year. Their senior VP, Sundar Pichai, who is in charge of the OS, described it as an Android polished down and an end-to-end functioning operating system. Google Brillo is an operating system for the Internet of Things, and its main purpose is to create a smart home and control it from your Android device. But first, we need to understand what is the IoT, also known as the Internet of Things. It's a concept of basically connecting any device with an on and off switch to the internet and or to each other. This means it works as a giant network of connected things, which also includes people. Cell phones, coffee makers, washing machines, headphones, lamps, wearable devices, and almost anything will be connected. It's built on wireless technologies, cloud computing, and networks of data gathering sensors. For the IoT to work, we need three components. 1. Sensors. We give the world a digital nervous system. For example, location data using GPS sensors, eyes and ears using cameras and microphones. These sensors can measure everything from temperature to pressure changes. 2. Connectivity. These inputs are digitized and placed onto networks: Wi-Fi, LAN, MAN, Bluetooth, cellular, 4G, and others. 3. People and processes. These network inputs can make a bidirectional system that integrates data, people, processes, and systems for better decision making. All of it is mobile, virtual, and must have an instantaneous connection. The analyst Gartner says that by 2020 there will be over 26 billion connected devices. The relationship will be between people, things, and things. The new rule for the future is going to be, anything that can be connected will be connected. Now that IoT is explained, let's move on to Google Brillo itself. What Google is doing with Brillo is building an operating system that device manufacturers can put on their devices to ease the process of getting a device online, manage the connectivity, and many of the lower level hardware functions that manufacturers don't want to deal with. Brillo has the vision of bringing the simplicity and speed of software development to hardware for IoT with three major components. Number 1, an embedded OS based on Android. It's an open source, so everybody can review the code. It will provide 2 schedules for upgrading, each 6 weeks for minor updates and every 6 months for long-term support. Moving on to hardware, the specifications that Brillo has are supported with ARM, Intel x86, and MIPS-based hardware. This is supported by a small storage of 128 MB and 32 MB of RAM. These numbers are small because Brillo wants to be run in your mobile devices, so small numbers equals better user satisfaction. Number 2. Core services. Brillo comes with Weave, which makes an easy device setup on a network, and that makes the user have a better experience. The user can interact through their smartphones or desktop. It allows your device to work with any apps that runs Weave, and because of this, Weave is able to run a wide range of connected devices. For a better service, Brillo uses metrics with the intention of collecting usage data from the devices with a user's permission, and this data will be able to be viewed and analyzed in Weave. Also, Brillo will have a crash report. Using the data of the users, they will be able to improve the OS, and every time there is a new build-up uploaded, the user will be able to decide if they want to apply it to some of their devices or all of them. Number 3. Developer Kit and Console. As previously mentioned, Brillo is based on Android for their PDK and runs on Ubuntu 14. It will allow you to perform incremental builds, or you can build the entire product from source. It will include standard testing such as local unit test, individual integration test, or you can make your own tests. Also, they provide an Android debug bridge, and this will allow you to be able to test, inspect, and update your device without any special equipment. And Brillo offers a solution to everyone, from the OEMs, which stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer, to the app developers and the users. All of this will be unified by Weave. Weave is a comprehensive communications platform for connected devices. Weave is developed to add intelligence to the devices that will run and control Brillo. To do this, they have created 2 ways. 1. Building blocks. This will allow you to create a direct communication with your devices. Or with today's technology, the cloud will be enabled to create this communication. 2. For these devices, apps, and services to communicate in an effective way, they must have a common language. Like most operations, there must be a protocol. Weave centers on device discovery, provisioning, authentication, and interaction. The protocol is implemented by 1. A device-side library, 2. A mobile SDK, and 3. A web service that enables all the interactions. Weave needs 3 components to work. 1. The Brillo device. For it to work, you will need to implement Weave. You do this by including the library, and the library should be able to handle all the implementation's details, like the protocol. By doing this, you will allow the customers to manage the devices locally or remotely. Once the library is installed, you need to add the support for a schema. The schemas are the command states which are common on your device, and this will allow to customize or extend your product. And you will need it for your apps and services to interact with your device. Weave is not only for those who want to build a device with an IoT, it's also for those who just want to build the apps or services to create easier interactions. 2. Cloud service. This is what is going to enable all communication and interactions between the user and the device, mainly because the user won't be near the device or is using a different network. To enable the devices, you won't need to write any specific code. That's why Weave offers his library. The cloud will also provide the metrics in the developer console to give you an insight of how your devices are interacting. 3. The apps and services. The user will be able to download these onto their mobile, desktop, or the web. With these apps, the client will be able to set up and enable their Brillo devices. The setup is quick and easy. They provide a secure setup common to all Weave devices that works from Android. The second step will be to get your app and your Brillo device to communicate. To do this, all you need is the local or the cloud IP. And this will enable the exchange of commands from the same network or from anywhere you are. Other benefit from Weave is that you don't have to be stuck with the same provided setup. As previously mentioned, Weave is able to those who just want to create the apps or services. So if another developer provides the setup that you like the most, you will be able to use it. This is with the purpose of providing a better experience.